everyone. Welcome to another show of Klinger Care. So today we have a special guest and we're talking about the real impact with the Rainbow Place Shelter and how they're changing lives and how you can be part of it. So stay tuned. It's going to be another fantastic episode. So joining us today, Miss Nina Blecher, Director of Development at Rainbow Place Shelter. Hey Nina, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm
Thank you for
good.
coming.
Thank you very much also, Nina, for attending this exclusive interview to know more about your organization. So let's start. Let's dive in. I have a few questions to you to know more about your organization. So can you share a story behind its founding, the Rainbow Place Shelter, and what is it, the mission?
So we've been open for 43 years now. We're finishing up our 43rd season. In 1982, a group of women from Rockville Presbyterian Church decided they wanted to help the women experiencing homelessness in the city of Rockville. And they decided they set up a nice warm place for them to stay, and it was safe to sleep. And in the first season, it was very bare bones. So they had egg crate mattresses on the floor. They would give them hot coffee. But the staff was very compassionate and cheerful. In the second season, they started serving dinner. And then in 2016, we became our own nonprofit and we added more services over the years, including case management. So now we're a vital part of the local caregiving community. The mission of Rainbow Place's Women's Shelter is to provide women with emergency overnight shelter during the hypothermia season and assist them as they transition to a better quality of life. But we're not stopping there. We are working towards establishing the first young adult shelter in Montgomery County, and that mission will be to provide a safe haven for youth 18 to 24 years old experiencing homelessness in Montgomery County. This is inclusive of the LGBTQ community, heterosexual and cisgender individuals, and this is going to be a year-round, 24-hour emergency shelter.
Wow, that's important work that you have. So, what services and programs do the Rainbow Shelter provide?
So the first thing, so again, this is currently safe housing. So we want to make sure that the women are safe from the brutally cold months of the year. And this year was really cold, right? So it's good to have a nice warm place to be able to sleep. We provide 3 meals, so a hot dinner, breakfast, and a bag lunch. This year we got, because of a generous donation from Christ Episcopal Church, we got real beds. We had cots for many years. So they have a real bed to sleep on. We provide linens, toiletries. We have showers, laundry facilities, places for them to keep their belongings. Some have they have locked lockers and also storage under their beds. We provide bus tokens and clothing as donations and space allow. And again, we provide case management services so we can help move people out of homelessness. So that includes referring people to social service programs, including housing, medical, mental health treatment, employment counseling, that kind of thing.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's dive in, Nina, about the community impact and the support and the donation. How can an individual or businesses or the community can support the Rainbow Place Shelter, and what type of community involvement or donation or volunteer that make the biggest impact?
Okay. So in my mind, I always think of things as being divided into before the season, during the season, after the season, and then there are some things that you can do year round. So prior to the season, so September, October, we'll do an inventory of the supplies we have. It would be great to have people do donation drives. We are always running low on paper goods in our kitchen. So collecting that kind of thing before the season starts would be amazing. Then organizing all the supplies, again, especially paper needs for the meals. Helping us with inventory, helping us set up the shelter. So that's making the beds at the beginning of the year and just kind of cleaning things up a bit. Then during the season, the biggest way that people volunteer is they donate and they serve meals. So the meals are served restaurant style. So people bring in food and then the women say what they would like. The menu is posted on a board and our volunteers serve the women because dignity is extremely important to us. We also have volunteers come in and do evening activities like art or music. We've had, choral groups come in. We've had piano players come in, art teachers, that kind of thing. Um, I may have already said this, but organizing donation drives. Now I always go back to donation drives because that's such a big help to
Mhm.
us. Then after the season, after everybody leaves, there's kind of a cleanup and reorganizing again. Lots of laundry to do, that kind of thing. So if anybody wants to help with that sort of thing, and then on an ongoing basis throughout the year, if anybody ever wanted to hold a fundraising event or an awareness event, we would love that, or help us with our fundraising events. And also, it would be good to have a list of volunteers who just want to kind of be on call for little odds and ends if we do a big mailing and we might need people to help stuff envelopes, that kind of thing. But just random things that pop up during the rest of the year. When we get the young adult shelter going,
Mhm.
we will need help with lots of things all year round. So be on the watch for that.
Okay, so that's great to know, Nina. So let's dive in into the heartfelt moments. Do you have any success stories or a heartfelt moment that exemplifies the impact of Rainbow Play Shelter?
Yeah, I actually, two things popped in my mind regarding that. One of them is we had a guest this fall who was the victim of domestic violence over the summer. And
Mhm.
she was working, she had a good job at Montgomery County Public Schools, but she left the situation, which is fantastic. She didn't have a place to stay, so she was sleeping in her
Mhm.
car. And then she took medical leave, and then she wasn't getting money. Her son wanted her to go down to North Carolina to be with her mother, and that worked for a little while, but then it didn't work out. So she came back. She stayed at another much larger shelter, which she said was not good for her mental health. It just wasn't what she needed. Then she came to Rainbow in the fall. And
Mhm.
I have a quote from her, and this is the quote, and I love this. There have been so many answered prayers since beginning my journey at Rainbow Place. First, let me say that the staff at Rainbow Place has really been phenomenal. The atmosphere here has been peaceful and the change that I needed. So here's where the story gets great.
Mhm.
So we were able to get her into a housing program. She has two jobs. One is teaching
Mhm.
children with autism, and one is working as a paraeducator at MCPS. She's going to be graduating from Grand Canyon University with a bachelor's in psychology, and she's going to be certified in wellness, health, and nutrition from Harvard University. So things are looking really great for her. She said that she wanted to give back to Rainbow, so she told us we could share her story. So if you get on rainbowplace.org and you look at
Mhm.
I believe it's our January newsletter, you can read her story in full. But it's a really good story. I spent a lot of time talking with her, and she's fantastic. Then the other one is much shorter.
Mhm.
This is just every now and then we'll have a woman stay with us who's pregnant.
Mhm.
And we had a young woman stay with us. I think it was a few years ago. I personally did not meet her, but the staff told me this many times. Um, so she stayed with us, and then after she had the baby, she
Mhm.
called the shelter back, and she said the baby was really healthy, and she said it was because of all the good food at Rainbow.
Wow.
And I just love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the food is
because
good.
yeah, because even though many people have their challenges in their lives, but we have this like a shelter that they can give a home, and
Yeah,
that the family that they can be in if
right,
they
right.
don't have any at the moment. So I want to know. My next question would be connected on that, Nina. What motivates your teams to continue this important work, and how do you celebrate your successes to see those people or women or the young children that in needs?
Yeah, so the team is always sharing the happiest stories, and they're all, especially this year. I feel like after coming out of the pandemic,
Mhm.
the happy stories are coming out more and more. So everybody is always telling everyone else what a great job they're doing, and the staff really, really cares about the women.
Mhm.
We have several people on the staff who had experienced homelessness themselves, so they completely understand what
Mhm.
our guests are going through. And just the the respect and compassion that the staff has for for the guests. I think it's really what makes Rainbow extremely special. They're not just people who come in; they are human beings who deserve dignity, and we do our best to do that. And I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you do, Nina. So my next question would be, how can a Klinger Insurance Group can be instrumental in helping Rainbow Place Shelter to provide the stability and also the support for the women it serves?
So I have to say that you've already started. You've been generous supporters of ours, and that is huge. And then the other thing you're doing is spreading the word, which we really, really will need now. Homelessness is on the rise big time now, and I I think it's going to be getting worse before it gets better. So the services that we're providing are a little more important now than they even were, a year ago. Um, and as we're also working towards expanding the season and the hours of the women's shelter. So as we expand that and we add the young adult shelter, we are just going to need this enormous community of support. So honestly, the best thing you can do is to continue spreading the word, and have people contact me. I'm happy to chat with anybody who wants to know more information. That is the biggest way to help right now. We'll be calling on everybody later with specifics.
Yeah, so to wrap up this wonderful conversation with you, Nina, is there any message that you would like to share with our viewers or to the community right now who are watching about the Rainbow Shelter, and what would it be?
I think it's just that Rainbow is a really different kind of shelter. I mean, all the shelters are trying to help people. That's without question. Um, but Rainbow is small. We have 24 beds right now. We will be expanding that too. But we are determined to keep the heart of Rainbow, which has always been, to serve with compassion and kindness, um, and to make sure that our guests are shown that they have dignity. And I think that's the biggest thing. That's what really makes us different.
Wow, what an amazing conversation with you, Nina. So thank you very much, Nina, for sharing this amazing work that the Rainbow Shelter is doing, supporting the women in our community. Because your dedication in providing emergency on overnight shelter during the hypothermia season, it's inspiring, and also assisting women as they transition a better quality of life is truly inspiring, so, to wrap up this, to everyone watching right now, if you would like to learn more about Rainbow Place Shelters, support their efforts, visit their website and social media platforms to more updates and opportunities to get involved. So, donate, volunteer, and spread the word because every action counts. So, until next time, keep shining. Keep giving, keep making the world a better place. This has been Coco, and thank you for tuning in with the Klinger Cares. Together, we can make difference. See you next time. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.